Well, welcome one and all to the Borderlands Voice Actors Panel. I am your lovely moderator, Tim, for this day, and yes, in fact, I am a pineapple, and more than that, I am America's pineapple.
Isn't pineapple, that's the symbol for swingers, isn't it?
Oh.
We're getting new interesting ideas about the guest department.
It can be if you want it to be.
No, I'm not making that up. It's a real thing.
Ooh, all right.
Just a little FYI, kiddos.
Enough about me, though. Enough about me. You don't want to hear about me. Please welcome all of our guests here. If you all would be so kind to introduce yourselves and state who you play in Borderlands, and then, of course, any other parts you think our lovely guests would like to know.
Who the hell are you?
I was trying to figure out the same thing about you. Anyway, I'm Jim Ferranda. I've been in Borderlands a lot, and then suddenly in Borderlands 3, I am now Claptrap. And awkwardly, one sentence as Perfect Cell and Kai.
So bring all your cell stuff to Jim design later. I want to hear more about you.
Oh, you really want to know about more?
Not really, no.
Okay. Good, because I don't have any more than
We'll talk later.
Ooh, groovy.
Hi, Damien Clark. Cell, handsome guy. Blah, blah, blah. Anybody not know who we are? Who just kind of strolled in from Canada today and didn't really? Are you Canadian?
Yeah.
Are you Canadian? Where do you live?
About an hour south of Toronto.
Nice. Mississauga. Yeah, I was born in
I'm
Mississauga.
sorry.
Suitably cosplaying Canadian as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Right on. Over to you.
Me. I'm the other new kid. Hi, I'm Kieran Strange. I started off as a musician, kind of doing conventions and general LGBTQ activism, because if you're LGBTQ, you end up having to do that anyway. And then I got cast in my first ever voice acting role in Borderlands 3 as Lorelei, so I'm very sorry for... Thank you. I'm very sorry for yelling at you for coffee. I've heard it's very intense.
All right, so these are our guests. So this is going to be a general Q&A panel, and I want all of you to think of your questions right now. I'm going to start the bat off so everyone can sort of get the brain juices flowing. It's a little bit early in the morning, and we've been at con all weekend, so I'll start off with a few questions. You think of what you want to ask these guys. So I'll start this off right now. So
This is how you just get your questions answered, isn't it?
well, yeah,
Good boy.
yeah. I'll start off with some of the easier ones. So if you hear me ask this question, you don't have to ask that. You can think of something else that you want to have answered. All right then. So let's start off the bat. And let me just say this right now. You are all wonderful voice actors, and some of you, as you said, didn't get started in that area though. What was it like getting into the voice acting business from whatever way that you did?
Okay. Allergies. Terrible. I've been yelling all con weekend, so, okay, a lot of people may have already heard this story, but anyway, I used to write toy commercials for Hasbro. And in 2002, there was a budget miscalculation on a G.I. Joe spot, and they couldn't use the talent they cast. It was union talent, and so they had this emergency. They ran out of money. So they had everybody at the ad agency pile into a booth, or one at a time, and we all read for the spots. And they ended up casting me as Duke, Cobra Commander, a British reporter, heavy duty, and Destro. And then they started using me for voice work all the time. And so we had a new producer that said, you could probably do this as a side job. And so I got an agent in Dallas, and first voice work I did, I was a gold-digging husband in an episode of Case Closed and got murdered super bad on a cruise ship. Yeah.
Gold-digging husband?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he married into the family only for money. Yeah, and he was a total jackass about it too. He and Handsome Jack would have gotten along really well.
It's closed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun little anime, wasn't it?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah. What about you, man?
Music. So I was kind of hanging out with a lot of people at conventions and kind of getting to know people. And a lot of people were kind of like, you have a good voice, you have a fun voice, I've seen you do parody songs, you're good at acting with your voice, I'd love to hear your reel. Chris Saba asked me for his reel, I was an idiot and I was super paranoid and I was like, no, he doesn't want to hear me. So I kind of put it off for a really long time because I didn't want to be that person who had friends who were voice actors and be like, oh, I want to be a voice actor too. So it was like kind of awkward for me, but when Joel sent me the interview, the audition, I didn't really have a choice at that point. So I was like, okay, cool, I got to do this now. And I wasn't expecting to be cast just because I don't have the experience and it's such a huge game. But I was kind of glad I did, and I was glad I had the musical experience because going into the booth, I was kind of already aware of how the booth worked, so I didn't feel uncomfortable in it. I could just focus on the acting, which was really nice.
What do you? Oh, you play an instrument? You sing?
I play a bit of guitar, but I sing mostly.
Right on.
Yeah, I like to move on stage a lot, so I don't like to trap behind a microphone
You haven't
stand.
given me a CD yet.
I should.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
You probably should
Make
do
sure
that.
I do that.
My sister got me into acting when I was a kid, when I was 10 years old, and then sort of you just do as much as you can as an actor. I never really set out to be a voice person.
Do you like a child actor?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I stopped going to school and stuff. I had like tutors and whatnot. And then stopped doing that, and then got back into it like around 27.
Kind of funny, when he was still in Dallas, he actually voiced a tag on a Toys R Us toy spot for us. Way back. Like, it had to have been like 15 years ago.
Who was
Something
the
like that.
director again? What was his name?
It was Norrie Niven.
That's right.
Yeah. It was. So it's like, yes, we worked together a long time ago, and now we're working together again. It's really strange.
So there you go, budding voice actors, it's a very small industry. Be
Yeah,
nice to
especially in
people.
Dallas, right?
Be nice to people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a small world after all. All right then, how about the next question? So, in particular, this is of course a Borderlands panel, but if you have any questions that are not related to Borderlands, you are more than free to ask those questions. I'm sure our voice actors here can answer anything that you think of. But in particular, let's have a Borderlands question right now. What was your favorite experience in the booth voicing your particular Borderlands character? How about that?
Just making Jim go first.
Ooh, okay, particular Borderlands character.
Any
I was gonna say,
character that you
which
voiced.
one? Okay, I'm going to start with the one that was probably the most impactful one. But Claptrap was intimidating because it's like, is this what George Lazenby or Roger Moore felt like after replacing Sean Connery as James Bond? Because
Lazenby reference.
yeah, I mean he quit because it was like the pressure was like too
Crazy, right?
Yeah, and
he was just like, man, I don't want to do it anymore.
exactly, and it's just because it's because David was so iconic. I mean, I could never be David because he had such a unique sound, and I mean that was uniquely him, and you can't copy something like that. So I did my best to mimic it for when they did Borderlands 2 VR, and then for Commander Lilith they said loosen it up a bit because it's a couple of years later, and then for 3 they said don't worry, don't stress out about mimicking David being Claptrap, just be Claptrap the character, and it sounds like me, only more hyper and more excited. It's time for another episode of the Claptrap Adventures, starring me, Claptrap! And I've been yelling way too much. My ass saved all of your asses!
That's really good.
Gosh, and I was super nervous. You can hear it sort of in the tutorial. It's like I sound a little flat because they say, be steady, because believe it or not, some people have started with Borderlands 3. They don't know how to play the game, so Claptrap is the tutorial. So he's very even keel those first few lines, that first level. And then later on, you hear the radio, you hear him talk to a person he's building. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't played it yet, but he becomes more Claptrappy when you get into the game. So, but it was like, they gave me their baby, and it's I love him as much as you all do because I've been playing from the very beginning, and
And
it's
you
just
kicked it down a flight of stairs.
You couldn't take it up the stairs, could he?
stairs. Claptrap needs love. I put him. He's like in a little part right here. He's my adopted son. I'm going to take care of him for as long as they let me.
Yeah, you did a great job.
He's a good boy.
Oh god. Probably some of the echo logs we did. I really enjoyed doing the battle grid as well. I think that was like the funnest part because I've never done anything like that before, and so to just throw lines out one after the other and pretend to be electrocuted and pretend to be on fire. That was a lot of fun. Joel was like, so you're gonna be on fire now? I was like, cool. Do you want to show me what that looks like? What's the difference between being on fire and being, you know, electrocuted?
Where do you pull from?
Yeah, right. Where does it come from? Well, imagine you're on fire. Okay. And yeah, like a lot of the echo logs, like the zero echo log and the sit rep echo log were like a lot of fun. So I didn't get to hear what the other person was doing at the time, which was kind of sad, but now I've got to listen to them since, and it flows really well. And yeah, I love doing the echo logs on like the buried stuff because I loved finding them in games. So it's like, it's kind of fun to record something and be like, someone's going to find this at some point randomly, and it was cool.
I like all of it. Thanks, Damien. I like I think my fondest memories are just the stuff that I initially read, because it was all new to me, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Did you run through the game chronologically, or was it a lot jumping about?
That's a good question, I don't know. I think it was pretty linear, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine it would have been weird to like...
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, I had no idea what was going on, like what I was doing. But I mean, the scooping the eyeballs out at, where was it again? New Haven. I like that one, kiddo. What? With a spoon, a frickin' spoon! Anyway, the moral is you're a total bitch.
All right, wonderful. Well, I think I've talked enough and had enough questions up here. If all of you would like to come up to one of the microphones up here, we'll get these questions rolling.
There's no mic there.
A couple things before we actually get started. I'll put it there in a second. I've got some housekeeping to do. All right, don't worry.
Stop
So,
screaming,
all,
man. Stop yelling at
We
me.
will be your friends too.
Yeah. I'm the bad guy in this situation. So, before we get started with all your questions, real quick, this is not an 18 plus panel. Please keep these questions all family friendly, please. And also, we love our voice actors, and we love it when they do the voices that they do. We just want to reiterate during this panel, please don't have any recording devices out, because we can't have them do their voices and it get recorded and it gets out. That's not good for the voice actors, and which is in turn not good for all of us. So we want to make sure all of our voice actors feel secure and doing all the wonderful voices that we do. Does that sound good, everyone? Yeah. All right then, let's get some questions rolling then, shall we? So you've got a question, come on up to one of these here microphones, and we'll make sure that you have your questions answered. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
John's wasn't.
John's was insane.
Yo, John set the bar. Yeah, so do you want to come by that?
DC played.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
What's up?
So as your character, answer the question, how do I make friends? But it has to be
You're still
like,
on that, huh?
Well, I actually
Have you not made any
something.
friends in this con? You look like you're a pretty friendly person.
I am.
People seem to like you.
I just thought it would be funny to hear
I
like the
haven't made any
characters
friends at
answer
this
that
con.
question.
How do you?
Hold on, Damien. Let me tell you something. This is how you make friends. You just tell everybody that you did everything.
How make friends? Ignore him.
Got it. Claptrap.
Be you. Be amazing. Be awesome. Go out and be you. You've got something really unique and awesome inside of you. I'm sure. Go and kill a lot of Malawan. Like then we can be friends. Yeah. You want to be friends? You want to kill some Malawan guys? Yeah, let's do this. All right. Kill the Malawankers.
If you can't beat them, set them on fire. Yes.
Jack, how much do you miss Bud Stallion?
Every day.
And I have something for
Did you guys play Tails?
Yes.
Did you shoot Bud Stallion?
Yes.
Why is it bleeding?
Right? Did not. No one addressed that.
Can I do like a shameless plug?
No one addressed it.
I've not actually played Tales all the way through, and I've avoided a lot of the spoilers, but I'm going to be streaming it at the end of November on my streams. If anybody wants to watch someone who's not seen all the spoilers,
Oh, it's great. I love it.
yeah, like come join me on my stream. It's /the Coffee Commander, because I let my fans pick my name. So yeah, come join me on Twitch. It should be fun. I'm really excited to watch it.
Don't
So
forget to shoot Bud Stallion.
shoot Bud Stallion. I have your permission.
It's gonna freak you out.
Okay, I'm
Since you
down.
miss Bud Stallion every day, I have something for you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Target, they have Borderlands 3 ones.
Like right now?
Yeah.
That's so sweet of you.
Oh, I like her braids.
Stop at Target after leaving airport in Dallas.
Thank you, that's really sweet of you.
That's so cute.
Here you go.
So since
I'm
Kieran,
not styling, it says hello. Sorry, I kind of forgot to do that, didn't I?
since Kieran hasn't played Tales, it'll be a little bit more limited. But out of the entire Borderlands canon franchise, which is your favorite character, and what's your favorite line of theirs?
Don't look at me, you guys go first, I gotta think.
Who's the Shooty McFace guy? From the mind of Anthony Burge. That's a fun little character.
That was the best.
That's a fun little character.
Yeah. I have too many. Honestly, Handsome Jack is one of my favorite video game villains. I love how complex he is. I loved the lines during Where Angels Fear to Tread, because I felt like that was the switch where he became more human, and it became like not a joke. So I really liked that. Oh my god, I love Tina. She's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I love what they did with Vaughn in the new game. Like, I love the fact that there's someone who got so into the idea of what it is to be a bandit. I think that's fantastic. I don't know if I have a favorite line. It's too hard.
So many of them, right?
There's literally too many.
Say? What was it?
Bloodbeard! Oh, God, no, I can't think of a favorite line. I'm so sorry. Fail.
Somebody brought up the shooting the baby thing. So I was thinking the panel, I was like, well, I don't want to play characters where I'm killing children or whatever. And then somebody said, yeah, but what about you shooting a baby in Borderlands? And I was like, touche. What was the line again? Do you remember? It was,
I get over it. I shot one baby.
and what was it? The baby, in my defense, the baby was a total dick. You see, it's that kind of shenanigans right there. Yeah, there's too many lines, man.
There's too many good lines.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of cheat. I love the B team. I love like the family that Tina and Brick and Mordecai have become. I love them. Because, and you can kind of see it. They start planting that in Commander Lilith, stop calling your mother that. You're making it worse. And it's just the dynamic is so good, and how they kind of like, I thought we were going to call it the Fortress. That's Boomtown. Oh gosh, because we've all grown to love these characters and stuff, and it's hard to pick favorites. So like I said, I've cheated. I'm going to say that dynamic of those three.
Solid answer.
Yeah, they are the family theme that runs through 3 is really strong, and there's so many different family dynamics in that. And again, I was telling you about that yesterday. The no spoiler thing. Your performance in that was just freaking amazing.
Oh, thanks, dude.
I can't say that enough. It's yeah. It's anyway, but yeah, it's
I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
I like all the characters. It's
hard to narrow it down.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Have you gotten all the way through Borderlands 3? Have you played the whole thing?
I platinumed that bitch.
How long did it take you? It took you a minute, eh?
Oh God, no, not that fast. Maybe 2-3 weeks.
Who do you main?
Okay, so it was hard to pick a favorite.
Oh, Christ, everybody sit down. We're going.
No, this is easy. So Marissa Lenti is a friend of mine. She's local. She's the one local voice actor that I knew personally. So I thought that's easy. I'm gonna play Mose, and yeah. Marissa cast me in Kimono Friends, which is a favorite anime.
Was that contingent on you playing Mose?
Oh no. Yeah, and everybody's so good. But yeah, Mose. I can still handle it even with the grenade nerf. Thank you very much. Get an ogre and bottomless mags. A lot of splash damage, and yeah.
No, okay, so my theme on my Twitch was because I'd never played Borderlands and I'd avoided a great deal of the spoilers, was that I get to play it and people get to see someone react new, like, because not a lot of people could do that. So I deliberately did the same thing with Borderlands 3, so I'll let everyone else play it first, which worked well because I was moving to Dallas. So I'm going to start it in December and I'm so stoked. It's going to be trippy though. I'm going to play Amara because she's so hot. Yes.
Nice shirt, man.
Ah, thanks. You like it? You like looking at yourself, huh?
So my question is for Jim. So you're playing Claptrap in this one. I'm curious, since they're both robots, how you found the experience of playing Isaac versus Claptrap. Yeah, it's me with the Borderland or Battleborn deep cuts.
Oh gosh. Okay, so the two of them are completely different. It's I always figure that Claptrap and Oscar Mike are two of the same. They're little cinnamon rolls who basically talk super tough. Yes. Only Oscar Mike can actually kill things.
Correct.
Well, and so can Claptrap, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so Isaac would be basically restrained from killing, Claptrap because of whatever police did to him.
Right.
But Claptrap would immediately think Isaac was his best friend, and would basically follow him around. And okay. So for the Battleborn fan, hopefully multiple fans somewhere in the audience, thank God. So I had always, had it been a success, I wanted him to complete the algorithm in an op and then find himself on the Gearbox servers, like actually destroy the universe only to find out that he is in a video game, and then throughout the course of this op, they would go through other Borderlands IP, maybe going all the way back to like Half-Life. The stuff they did when they did Half-Life Opposing Force and stuff. And it would be so traumatic meeting Claptrap that he would say, please put me back in this video game. It's interesting because with Isaac, he was created from the ground up because he was being written as we were recording. And it was different because, again, I was adopting the other robot. But they're both very different, but I love them both the same. It's just, Gearbox makes such great characters, and to participate in building on those, it's just, I love them. But
they tend to let you, they give you a lot of leniency with building on the character too.
Exactly.
It's really cool, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so there was, I did throw an Isaac ad lib in there that didn't quite make it, and I'm glad because it wouldn't have fit with the ultimate feel of the thing. But so Isaac, and this is from when long story, I won't share that. But he used to say a respawn.
For that, Jim.
Why don't you just scoop out my eyeballs? Okay, quick. So he used to say, I am so angry I can punch a kitten in his respawn line. So during the Kevin conundrum, I did record one line, I am so angry I could punch a Kevin. And but then you realize how much Kevin really means to Claptrap. Right. All of them. And so that just wouldn't have worked. That ad lib would not have worked. Claptrap could never be angry with Kevin.
Thank you. So my question is for all of you, mostly Damien. In your opinion, is Handsome Jack truly the hero? Because I think he is.
Fuck no. He's a fucking psycho.
He just wanted to bring hope and save Pandora.
How do you really feel about that?
I love him because of his so firm belief that he is a hero. I think in his own mind, for his own cause, he is a hero, yes. But I believe in the bigger picture, that guy needs to be locked the fuck up. Very quickly.
Was it his fault?
It's just, all that is that's just a compliment to your voice acting, that's all that is.
Thank you. No, it depends on what's your definition of a hero. Yeah, I am the goddamn hero. Your response is hilarious.
He's a hero to anybody who hates pretzels.
If you're a corporate, like, wankner, I'm sure he's, like, your biggest hero. No offense, Reese, but...
Thank you for your question. That was an excellent question.
All right, so my question is, you were in the pre-sequel as not only Jack, but as the doppelganger.
See.
How was that? Like, in juxtaposition for Jack being like and then the doppelganger being like,
Yeah, it's kind of fun, hey, because you get to do a different side of the character, right? So
was it fun
a little more
talking to yourself?
vulnerable, a little more naive. You see possibly how he became this megalomaniac, psycho, mass murdering dickhead. So that's fun. You know, in Borderlands 2, we're introduced to him, and here's this character, and it's fun to be able to go back and sort of explain as to why. Hopefully, we did a good job doing that.
I played Timothy alongside, like I played Timothy when I did the pre-sequel, and it was really cool to hear the two lines, like Timothy and Jack, kind of going back and forth, because it was like such a different side of your voice.
It's a real fine line, eh?
Yeah, it was really cool. I loved him, and he was the mood as I played through that game, because it was a lot of like.
I love the Moxie, the massive,
It was so good.
the massive crush on Moxie. Oh hey, yeah, okay. Love you. Who does Moxie against Brina, right?
Brina, yeah.
Yeah, Brina, she's great.
Sexual innuendo. She cracks me up.
Thank you.
What was the most emotional moment for you in the series?
Just in general?
Yeah.
Has anybody finished the last Claps List mission in Borderlands 3? Has anybody not finished the last Claps List mission in Borderlands 3? Play the last Claps List mission in Borderlands 3. It's after you finish Veronica, it will unlock its baby dance. And that, I was in the booth and I read it, and it was like, Sam was like, okay, you can't get that emotional, he's still Claptrap. But it was like, it's extraordinarily touching. And it was like, it was really, okay, when you do that last Claps List mission, yeah.
Okay. Cool. For me, it was I really got attached to like Roland's death. Sorry, anyone who hasn't played 2. Why are you here?
Like, I'm not in it, so I'm not gonna play.
And so playing like the DLC with Tina and like her breakdown in the middle of the fight, like that was a hell of it. There's like videos of me on Twitch sobbing my eyes out, like. And then I went back and I played True Vault Hunter mode, and I was in Tina's workshop, and I noticed that she had that picture on the desk, and I'd never noticed it before, and I had to like step away from the game because I started crying. Like that whole thing with like her finding a father figure and then losing him again, and again, it's why like the B team is so wonderful, because like that, and I think the moments with Angel and Angel's Fiddle Trap like really screwed me up. So, but this might change after I play Tales. We'll see.
When you play 3 and you get to Roland's Rest, just don't read the bottom of the statue.
Oh, shut up! Okay.
It's
I'll clip it and send it to you when I do.
All right. It's yeah. That was like there's everybody has like they're written on the statue, like almost every character, you know, in the Crimson Raiders. And I'm playing it, I'm looking at it, and then you come across the same photograph and you're just like. Yeah, it was just like, you know, it was
There's something to be said about a game that takes you from face McShooty and scooping eyeballs out to that.
Yeah,
like,
it's,
you guys remember Cloudtrap's birthday party that no one showed up to? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That literally got me.
That's so
And I hate Claptrap.
And you weren't at his birthday party.
Poor little guy.
he just wants friends.
I just have this great mental image now of Axton just awkwardly dancing. Okay.
Reese, mustache or no mustache?
Save it!
Save it.
Let him be happy, he suffered so much.
Shave it.
Let the twink be happy.
Ditto.
I think all that soda pop I got from Wild Bill's is kicking in now. I am so full of sugar. Oh my god.
You're a child.
I am a total child.
Me too. Oh God, I love you. Thank you. It's totally coffee.
So, Kieran, I know that you're the coffee commander, but do you actually like coffee?
What a diss.
Oh, what the fuck? Alright.
Those of you who haven't played 3, my character is the coffee commander.
You are in trouble.
Go.
It's an in-character joke. I don't hate you. I love you. It's okay.
So, I know that you are the coffee commander, but do you actually like coffee? And if you do, what's your favorite flavor?
As you can see, I am a big fan. I will grab just, I'll drink it black if I have to, but it's cream, sugar, I love a mocha. Oh my god.
This looks so good right now. See the cream going in there?
You should do the lick it and it's mine now thing. You should lick the coffee and go, it's mine now.
Mine now, bitch. You don't do that to a voice actor, that's just mean. Especially a stage actor, he has to stay pretty. Like a set actor, he has to, no, he's...
Stage actor.
Set actor, whatever you are, you're fancy. Drink your coffee and shut up. Am I allowed to sit, really?
Get after it.
Thank you, Cuomo.
Let's see what happens.
All right, so this one's more for Damien. There's nothing against like Claptrap and Lorelai. I love you guys, but how did I guess did you understand, like, realize how much Handsome Jack would blow up and be like the biggest villain of all time?
Nobody ever knows any of that stuff going into anything, like Seinfeld or Friends. I think everybody is always surprised. Or, yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, when she did Buffy, was told, like, oh, don't worry, you'll get another pilot next year.
Right, stuff like that. You never know what's going to catch. Plus, I also had no prior knowledge of the game, so there was that. Same thing with Dragon Ball Z, right?
Right.
Who would ever guess that that would be the monster that it is? So no, man. I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I was doing it at the time, so... And then I guess, yeah, I'm just very thrilled that people dug it, and then we had the chance to go back and keep doing it, yeah. Keep beating that dead horse. No, I'm just kidding, I love it. I love it, yeah. I just hope we don't, my concern is doing anything to the point where it's no longer good. You know, like every American TV show.
It's very much...
Game of Thrones.
Well, dude, this is why we're so scared for the MCR reunion. We're really excited, but we're also like, oh, it ended on a good note.
Right, the key thing is that you just make a new game every 7 years.
Who's ready for another 7 years?
Yeah, Joel had a good point about that, actually, because it's going to be new fans that don't have any idea about 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was like surprised. There are people who actually have started with 3.
Yeah, I've met people.
So his point to that was, because we're still doing a little bit of whatever, I can't say anything, but it was, you know, if it feels like we're doing something ad nauseum and beating it over the head, he's like, keep in mind that there's a whole new batch of people that have no idea what the hell this is. Hopefully we don't.
Well, didn't they release like a poster that was supposed to be like a Grindhouse movie that Timothy was in? Like starring as playing Jack?
Yeah.
But it hit the internet and the internet thought that Jack's doppelganger is now doing Jack porn. And it's like, so that's a thing now, I guess. It's like, you guys make stuff up. You know what? I discovered that.
A lot.
There's a lot of very weird stuff out there.
A lot of things happening to Reese that Reese probably does not care for.
But he puts on a brave face, and that's what counts in business.
Well, he looks sad a lot
He
of
looks
the time.
sad.
This is happening whether you like it or not, Reese.
It's a pretty stereotypical question, but if you could pick any role in any other series, what would you pick?
What's the question?
It's just kind of a stereotypical one that I'm sure a lot of voice actors can ask, but if you could pick a role in anything, what would it be?
That's not stereotypical, that's fun. I wish I had the man's voice to do Hawkeye from Marvel, because he's my hero. I'd love to be Hawkeye. I don't know, honestly. I love to think that I would grab a role in something that takes off. It's so cheesy. I love Lorelai. I feel so blessed to have been cast as a character that I identify with and that they wanted to do so much with. So I'm going to be cheesy and say the one I already got. I'm sorry.
Yeah, pretty cheesy.
Shut up.
Pretty cheesy. Maggie Smith in Downton Abbey, I would love to do. Right?
You do, yeah.
Yeah, she has those good one-liners.
Shave? Maybe. It was the 1800s. I mean.
You guys watch Downton Abbey?
Not yet.
Is the movie out yet?
Yeah.
Does it suck? Is it good? I just derailed that question.
Is it actually, you know what, has anyone seen Dark Fate? Is it any good? Terminator?
It's been getting good press. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
I would love to voice. There you go. I would love to voice Sarah Connor in something animated.
Heck yeah.
I would die to voice Sarah Connor.
Archer
in
for
something.
me.
Archer.
It's already been dubbed twice, but Goro Majima in the Yakuza series.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
I have no idea what that is.
Smile and nod. That's what I do. Good series.
A lot of stuff, though.
I play a lot of games.
Yeah, you have knowledge of
a lot.
So, I just wonder, because I saw like rumors about it like years ago, is there anything about a Borderlands movie?
I know that David was trying to set something up with Avi Arad, a few years ago. He's a big-time producer dude. And they optioned it. So I think it's currently sitting on a shelf.
That sounds like the entertainment industry.
Yeah, it was. I know that there was when they were doing streams, when Randy and was doing streams from their Nirvana. He talked about it that he talked about it then. I don't know which episode it was, but you could probably find it on the oh crap, I don't know if it's the Nirvana stream or if it's from Gearbox, but apparently it's still, you know, the script I guess is done, and my guess, and this is just me because that is so.
This is news to me.
Yeah, it's so far removed from us. Is that, you know, movie executives, they're like, well, I don't know. People don't really care about Borderlands anymore. It's been a long time since the game. Maybe we should wait and see how this number 3 thing does. So that's my guess. This is my guess.
I think they should do an animated series before any kind of film.
How freaking awesome would that be?
Yeah.
We'll generate more fans that way, and then go, because if you do a live action Borderlands movie, that's going to cost a lot.
Yeah.
I love the idea of anime. High school AU.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't heard anything about it. I think it's a script, and I think it's probably sitting on a shelf right now. And yeah, they're just going, well, we'll see what happens with 3.
Yeah.
$50 they cost Scarlett Johansson as Lily.
Jake Gyllenhaal is Handsome John.
And apparently The Rock is Claptrap.
I will burn that house down. Who is Claptrap?
Okay, so
put you in a costume.
So real quick. So Paul actually he was kind of worried that my feelings would be hurt when that came out, and so they left something out of that. So at Comic-Con they asked him, you know, who would you want to play Claptrap in the movie? And then he told them, he said, well, Jim Ferranda. And then they asked him, well, who famous from Hollywood would you want to play Claptrap in the movie? And then he was explaining this to me because he felt really bad, because, you know, and then he said, well, The Rock, has to be The Rock. And of course, when they printed that, they left out that whole beginning part.
What Claptrap is cooking?
I was like, can you smell what the clap is cooking? Is what, yeah. And I wanted to let him know that I was cool with that. You know, I was like, don't worry. It's like, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's like my feelings aren't hurt. But he was really worried, because that was around the time there was a lot of hashtag not my Claptrap, you suck. You're just a cheap imitation. They must have found you on the street for $5. It's, you know, when you get punched in the face like that.
Internet, buddy, come on.
Dude, seriously, him and Ray.
People are messed
It's
up.
rude. Just lay off him.
It's like you get those messages straight to you. It's like, it sucks.
People go to your house.
People love you.
People message me and they're like, oh, I thought this character was hot, and then I found out that like their voice actor is like LGBT. And I'm like, dude, it's only gay if you Google me. Calm down. Enjoy her. She's there. Like, you know, I'll find other pixels to wank off to. Whatever.